Good morning, my friends and followers of the channel, and not forgetting the members. Thank you all very much for your continued support. As we move towards an alternative news, I suppose I could do that. I do podcasts as well, so maybe I need to refigure this whole channel idea. But yeah, yesterday was a long day. Yesterday in the Leeds Magistrates Court, there was a plea. It was meant to be a plea. If you all cast your minds back to the online trolling, it happened for such a long time, and with so many police investigations into things, charters being applied to Twitter and finding out IP addresses and this and that, and putting together what I would call chronological list of events. There was a lady, I wouldn't really call her a lady if I'm honest, there was a female in Leeds Magistrate Court yesterday called Diane Durham, who was up for her plea. Now, I didn't understand it. Just to let you know, I was sitting in the public gallery and I watched it, and she turned up as if she was going to a funeral, and she pleaded not guilty. She wants to have a trial by jury, which doesn't make sense because now it's going to Crown Court on the 4th of November. Now, I don't understand her thought process here. She didn't even bring a lawyer. There was obviously individuals there in the court looking after her, but she represented herself, which meant she has no idea about how things are going to work out. Because the fact is, she was caught posting a bomb threat on social media, but now that's opened up a can of worms to other people, including myself, saying this is what else she's done, this is what else she's done. She threatened to shoot Fiona and this, she threatened and Graham. So it's now led up to a big list of evidence against her, because she was caught when the Metropolitan Police got in touch with the North Yorkshire Police. They traced her account through Twitter to an IP address back to where she lives, and they arrested her and put her on, well, questioned her. So she's already admitted to posting the things on social media. She already admitted that. They found it. They've got the evidence. But yesterday, she pleaded not guilty. She wants jury, which means it's going to go from the Magistrates Court to the Crown Court. And if it goes to the Crown Court, her minimum sentence will be 2 years jail. But she could very well, I think the perfect outcome would be that she gets a hospital order because of her behaviour online. She can't be trusted to be online, and she is in my opinion, like a domestic terrorist, where she's just going. It's not a good outcome. Anyway, 4th of November, I'll be at the court again, the 4th of November, and I do believe, hopefully I'm not speaking out of turn, but I do believe I'll be joined in that day with by Fiona and Graham and whoever else wants to turn up. So yeah, late night last night. Leeds is about 4.5 hours away from here, but let's see the outcome. Looking forward to it. Anyway, what else is happening? Philip Schofield, again. As you know, he was on that little island program, Survival in the Island, and he had cameras away with him, and he was filming himself. But I think he used it as a publicity stunt. Well, of course he did. He attacked other presenters. He used that opportunity. First of all, he told us, he had everything in place. He could have taken his life, everything in place. He wouldn't take his life. He's too much of a narcissist to take his life, if I'm honest. That's just my opinion. But he used that time, that TV air, where he called people three shits. I mean, he blamed his whole fallout with Holly Willoughby based on her actions, not his. He attacked Martin Frizzell. He even had the cheek to attack the managing director of ITV's daytime TV. So that door is now completely closed. He's never going to get back on TV, because I can assure you that the managing director of ITV's daytime TV is probably close friends with the managing director of Channel 4's and BBC's daytime TV. You can see that door has completely closed now. He could have used that programme to be humble. He could have used that time to, reach out and say sorry again. But no, he attacked different people again. He can't let it go, can he? But, I think that's his last stand. That'll be the last thing he ever does. And good riddance, Shameful, but good riddance. And I mentioned yesterday about Rebecca Vardy, didn't I? I said about Rebecca Vardy is contesting the £1.8 million legal bill from her case against Rooney. She's contesting it. Well, guess what? In order to contest it, she's back in court. She's now going to increase the bill because you know what? She's trying to get Colin Rooney back in court to contest things. And the judge is like, what? That's more of a bill going to you. I've made the decision that you're going to pay and you're bringing Colin Rooney back into this. So you're now going to pay her legal bill again and for wasting court. Rebecca, just pay the bill and go. Jesus Christ. Some people just don't learn, do they? Some people just don't learn. And yesterday I mentioned this and I did a video about this and a lot of people didn't understand it. So I'm going to have to break it down. Camilla, Queen Camilla. I said yesterday that it had nothing to do with King Charles, who doesn't care about the lodge, about where his brother is. Legally, his brother has signed, I think it's a 75-year lease, so he cannot be removed from that place by law. But I said there was being pressure put on the king from Queen Camilla. And people said to me in the comments, loads of them, she doesn't need it, she's got her own house. Let me explain this to you. I don't care if she has 10 houses. She's the queen. She will never, ever, ever be able to live in any of her properties. She won't be able to do it because of security. The only place she will be able to live, if something does, hopefully not, but if say something happened to the king, the only place she would be able to live would be in royal grounds. Do you see where I'm coming now? Hopefully people do. But she's got her own house, Trevor. I don't care. She can't live anywhere else. She can't. She can only live in royal grounds. She's now royal. So what I was trying to point out is Queen Camilla has been trying to force her sister into the royal circle. I think her name's Annette or Annabelle. I don't care. But she's been trying to push her in. So if they get Andrew out of there, I believe, and what I'm hearing, is that Queen Camilla wants her sister to move in with her. She's planning for the future. Does that make sense? Hopefully, you know, and I am pro-royal. I am a monarchist. I like Queen Camilla. So all these things going, Trevor, stop it, stop it. I'm giving you what I know. It's not like I'm telling you that Meghan phoned me up. It's not like I'm telling you that Camilla's on the phone to me. It's not like I'm telling you that the maids are getting in touch with me. They want to speak to me rather than Sky News. But I'm just telling you, that's the direction it's going. Anyway, so what else? In the Salford Royal Hospital, check this here out, they took a dangerous prisoner in for treatment. He had armed guards and he walked out and disappeared. So there's now a dangerous man in Salford area who has escaped from prison, who managed to walk out of the hospital. They're saying he's on the run, but he's not on the run, he's on the walk. He doesn't need to run, does he? He's on the walk. Yep, well done. And this prisoner just walked out, didn't he? Amazing. I mean, why did he didn't have to escape from the hospital. He could have just went, I think I fall under the rules of Keir Starmer, and he would have been let out anyway. Yeah. It's actually safer now for us all to get locked up, isn't it? Because all the criminals are out. In my opinion. And Katy Price's murky mansion has been up for sale for quite some time. It started off at 1.7 million, then it went down to 1.5 million. Sales keep falling through. It's down to 1.3 million. So if you're looking at a mansion on the cheap in Brighton, there's a possibility you could end up with a £2 million mansion for £1 million in another couple of weeks. Yeah, it must be in a right shithole. It must be in a right state for it to keep dropping the price that far. Shocking, isn't it? But there we go. And for my pensioners, which I have a pension, don't I? So I'm part of this. Pensioners have been demonstrating outside Downing Street for the Prime Minister to retract his winter fuel allowance. And I, you know, at the end of the day, I don't think he has a choice but to retract. He doesn't, does he? We can see the amount of money he's throwing out at everything and he's punishing the pensioners. So in my opinion, there's only one way this is going to end. And it's going to be embarrassing for Downing Street. to go back on this, but they have to do it because they've lost the pensioners' vote. In fact, right now, please do your own research, but right now, I believe the UK Prime Minister is at the lowest approval rating of any other sitting Prime Minister in the UK. It's never been so bad. In fact, the Reform Party did something yesterday, and Reform Party are embarrassing the Labour Party. The Conservatives are falling apart. In fact, not only are the Conservatives falling apart, but the government that was the government are complicit in ruining the reputation of our UK Special Forces. They have done nothing but ruin the reputation. In fact, you know what? Our UK Special Forces are probably now in the worst position they've ever been in because of the European Court of Human Rights. Now, I've always said this, and I will be honest with you, I honestly do not believe that terrorists deserve human rights. I do not believe that those that kill others deserve the same human rights as the rest of us. I do believe that our country would be safer if we left, if we had a referendum and we voted on to leave the European Court of Human Rights and we governed ourselves. I think our country would be a lot safer. If we did that, that would mean that economic migrants, asylum seekers, terrorists, prisoners, evil people wouldn't have the same protection as the rest of us. And I believe that. But I hate the way that we are using the European Court of Human Rights to destroy special forces. Do you know what? The men, and I'll say this, the men that keep us safe, the most dangerous men in the world that keep us safe, our special forces are revered by the rest of the world's special forces. They look up to ours. We are the originals. We are the ones that put it into practice. We're the ones that showed the world. And whether you like it or not, in order to beat evil, and keep us safe, our men need to be of that mindset. They need to be of the mindset where they're going to run into a room full of automatic fire. They need to be in the mindset that they are going out and they may not come back. That's the type of mindset we have. None of the rest of us have that mindset where we're willing to run around there, get into that position and throw a grenade to kill evil. I mean, imagine knowing, okay, I've got a small wall there, I've got enemy there. How do I do it? Oh, it's difficult unless we drop a bomb. Okay, we could do airstrikes. Okay, but... And I've been in a position in the past where the threat of shooting down a helicopter was so high that UK forces did not send out helicopters. Check that out. That was in Afghanistan, 2006, 2008. So they didn't do it. So how do you defeat an enemy? You have to have a man with a mindset that's willing to give his life for his brothers. And I've seen it. Guys running around, post a grenade, they may get shot, but they killed. We need that mindset to keep us safe. And if we're going to prosecute those individuals from risking their lives to kill terrorists because we're prosecuting for killing a terrorist, then we lose the fact that men will not want to join that regiment. They will not want to join that regiment for risk of prosecution. How do you think we're going to keep our country safe in the future if people don't want to join? Evil needs to be faced with another dangerous type of controlled evil. I'll say that. Anyway, there we go. Yeah. And there's another story out today. Yes. Clementine wrote it, but you can't read it. You see what the papers are doing now online? The papers online are going, they'll show you the headline of a story, and if you click into it, it'll say, if you want to read the story, please sign up to our newspaper. Yes, they're losing. They must be losing a lot of money, and I'm really, really pleased that they're losing money because it's mostly propaganda. People are wondering why Meghan Markle's PR team keep putting out stories of how good their marriage is. Is it not a strange thing to keep putting out? Yes, the marriage is great. Yes, look at them. Here's a photograph back in August 2021. They're smiling. But his demeanour's dropped. He's in a sad place. So if you're putting out stories to say how good your marriage is, the truth is usually the opposite, isn't it? Maybe things aren't good. And why are things not good? Because one's full of shit and keeps putting out nonsense about people, and one of them's trying to get through the day without hitting the bottle. Yeah. Well, anyway, people, listen, have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Thanks for being members. Thanks for your reviews on Amazon. I do appreciate it. I've been reading quite a few recently. And have a safe day, people, and stay safe.